Good evening and welcome to another scene in the living world of darkness, the Camarilla and Anarch venue. A member of the Kindred, a fairly new member of the city's confirmed Kindred, or whatever you want to call it, is about to make a scouting expedition. She has gathered some of the things she would use for such a thing. And yes, what does Jasmine do in order to get to the place she needs to go?
Okay, so having sent one of her people in earlier to have a scout out of the area, she hopefully knows roughly how far out she needs to take to the roofs. She's come dressed in good shoes, well grippy gloves, and sort of fairly dark free runners clothing. She's got a camera with her. And as she gets to within a few blocks of the building she's looking to access, she'll start looking at her plan A route, looking for the best fire escape that she can get up onto the roofs and start an approach. She knows where she's going. She's keeping fairly close to the centre of the flat roofs, avoiding getting silhouetted on skylights, and trying to make her way across the rooftops to get there.
Yeah, you got into a couple of blocks. Did you take a cab or did you take the bus? Or
The bus on the way up, I think. I don't have that much resources.
okay, you took the bus. All right, fair enough. Just checking. So you arrive, and yeah, you're fairly close. You begin to walk. You'll see a couple of. I mean, there are people here, but it's not. I mean, there's like a lot of shops that are open in that are more business-like, meaning that they're closed like after hours. There isn't necessarily a lot of bars. There's a lot of residential things, but it seems to be limited how many people are in the streets. And there are some people hanging around. There was also some people that look, well, they hang around. I mean, but if you were very cynical, you would maybe think that they were gang members of some sort. But they seem to do their best to look menacing or frightening to people who would look at them. Puff their chests out and, very wide, holding their arms very wide so to appear bigger. Things like that.
Puffer jackets, the gangster's friend.
Something like that, exactly, yes. There are some of those around as well.
Okay, well, she's previously been on Google to look at some good parkour routes, how she might get there across the rooftops, because being on the streets seems like it would be quite difficult to take photographs without attracting unwanted attention, and difficult to hang around in the area without attracting attention. So the plan is to approach over the rooftops. What she's aiming to do is to get to the roof of the building looking across from the one she's targeting, then crawl to the edge of that and use her camera to take photographs of people coming in and out for the night, and then, as leaving a safe margin before dawn, get back. That's the plan.
All right. How will you get up onto the roof?
The buildings I'm looking at on Google all seem to have fire escapes, so I will find a fire escape on the side of a building which isn't obviously in clear view.
There will be, just out of character, there will be a blend of fantasy and realism, of course.
Yeah, sure.
And I will show you, because I actually have a map of the area very, very close to. It was meant for another person, so I will tell you to disregard one thing. There we go. So, what you see here is very childlike and simple, but uh, really, what you see is the gray is
Uh-huh.
roadway. The black is a fairly large, like apartment building. The green is houses that looks like maybe for a large family or wealthy family, or the first floor is for one family, and the second floor, or the basement, or the no, not the basement, the what do you call um, ground level? The ground
Yeah.
level could be for another, so it could be two, like divided up into two. It could be either. You can't really. I mean, this is the area, and the blue squares around it is fencing. So this is what you're looking for. This particular place.
Okay. What's on the other side of the road from this?
There are a couple. I mean, it's more or less the same, but you can find an apartment building similar to. I mean, a bit taller, similar to the one here.
Okay. Because that one with a good view of the door is where she's aiming to get to, um, and so
It's not directly on the other side, but it's close enough so you will have a fairly good view.
yeah, as long as
Um,
I can get some photographs, then that's the idea. I want to see if I can try and identify some of these people before going in and maybe trying anything social, because the more information I've got, the better I've got chance I've got succeeding on that.
right. You're cooking up a fire escape.
Yeah,
Would you make me a Dex Athletics?
certainly.
Because it's not necessarily the climbing, but it's not always. I mean, you have to jump a little bit to get to it here because it's not all the way down.
Okay, uh, that is fine. I take it looks fairly doable, not a long jump. If it was long, she'd boost her dex, but if it looks humanly doable, she'll just chance it.
Okay,
Okay,
it looks doable. Yes, to answer your question.
okay. So just bring things up. Dex free, athletics free, because I am new. Let's roll that bad boy.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. You with a jump and a bit of also spinning around. You you make it to the yeah. You make it, and you don't. I mean, you do it without making too much noise.
Excellent. Once I get close to the edge of the building where I might be observed, I'll go on to sort of crawling to get near to the edge. I will be activating Auspex 1,
All right.
so that I can see what I'm looking for to take the photographs.
Okay. Um. So when you go up the fire escape, you crawl us there, or did you crawl on the roof?
No, once I get onto the top of um, the building I'm aiming to get to. What I'm trying to say is I'm trying to stay out of sight while I go across the
Yeah.
rooftops. So when I'm getting into position, I'm keeping low.
Fair enough. Um. Well. Yeah. You begin to crawl over, and you activate Auspex. You can see fairly clearly, and you can see the place described, the address. Um. Yeah. You overlook the place. Um. At this point, what you can see as you're looking through a camera is like uh, the two big windows that are in the like two or three windows you can see from here seem to be boarded up in this building. This building looks there's actually you can't really make out because it's pretty small, but there is like uh, um, a notice on the door, like a flag of some kind, put it on the door, and there are yeah, the windows are boarded up. That's what you can see on the first floor. The windows also seem to be boarded up. There is what you think is a main entrance or the main door, and yes, that is for the moment what you see.
Okay, well, I think it's worth waiting for a little while to see if anyone's going to come in and go out, because if this one is linked to this to the gang in the area, and given that I've seen possible members on the streets, there's a good chance that some of them will come and go uh, if the place is in occupation, and if no one comes and goes, that in itself can tell me things.
All right. Um, yeah. Well, I mean, at least like 15 minutes passes, and no one after like 14, 15 minutes, where nothing really eventful has happened. Um, then someone does approach the building. Actually, someone comes into the main gate and enters the room, or enters it goes up the walkway up to the main door and enters the place.
Okay, I'll try and get some photographs of them. The clicker and the flash are turned off.
All right, fairly good instincts there. Um, and yeah, um, you get a picture of a woman who looks to be in her. She could be in her 50s and just look the way she does, or she could be in her 30s and just had a very rough life, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
And you see a man who is, he's got visible tattoos on his hands, but he does look, um, he's built big, but he seems a bit scrawny. Like he's not filling out his form, if that makes any sense. Like he's a bit thin, but fairly tall, and I mean, if he put on a lot of like if you trained and worked out, he could be really huge, but he isn't at this point anyway. Doesn't look like it.
This is
And
kind of screaming, "Here come the customers."
depending on what kind of business you're running, yeah.
Yeah, everything at the moment is saying "drug den" quite loudly. Yeah, but
I
that's
mean,
purely supposition.
then again, I maybe personally I would say so, but depends on where you come from, who you are. Yeah.
Okay, I'm hoping that when they leave after they've scored their fix, someone will be paranoid enough to show them to the door.
Yeah, but what you see is that they enter. You don't. You just see they open the door and go in.
Okay, so that in itself does give me some idea. Um,
Mm.
I think it's worth waiting a bit longer to see what's
Can you
going
give
on
me
here.
a perception alertness roll, please?
Yes, I can. Just as soon as I work out what it is. Du- 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 du. Uh, so this is with the auspex up. So
Yes.
looks like at least one success, depending on difficulty.
Uh, you do hear something. It's coming from behind you, probably from the direction of the fire escape.
Okay, I'll uh, gather up my camera because I don't want to leave that. And you know what? I'll quickly move over to the other side of the roof so the view's blocked, hopefully, by the pitch of the roof, and go across to the next building, or at least because I assume there must be some other buildings to get to. Either that, or we'll play dodge round the roof itself until
I
and
mean,
and till I,
there are like a chimney of some kind, or like stuff, and the distance to the other roof is so that you can jump over.
can or can't. Sorry,
Can.
can. Okay, I think I'm going to go over to the next roof and try and lose myself among the chimneys.
Fair enough. Would you roll me a dex stealth roll?
Yes, Dex 3, Stealth 2.
Wow. All right.
Huzzah!
You get behind some of the roofs, and you will hear someone. Um, you can hear someone's coming up onto the roof. You can barely make out that someone's talking. No, man, I told you, I saw someone get up here. Yes, man, forget it. There's no one here. You had three successes, right?
Yep.
Uh, Defender wins. Yeah, you told you're paranoid. You didn't see shit. Man. All right, all right. Fuck it. And after like 2 minutes or so, the two of them will go down the fire escape again.
As I hear them going down the fire escape, I will crawl over to the corner of this building to see if I can get a shot of them as they emerge. If they go in the direction I'm anticipating they will, I guess it's probably a 50-50 chance. But if they go in the direction back towards the building, hopefully I can try and get a shot.
Um, you can get a shot of them as they exit, but they do not. They actually proceed um, away from the building you were watching for.
Okay.
So they move, but they go over and they seem to go over to another person. The three of them would again be some of these gang-ish guys, like gang members of some description, um, that hangs around here, um, and you can get pictures of them.
Excellent. Yes. I'll. That was a little more paranoid than I was anticipating, but that makes me feel like I'm onto something. So starting to feel a bit good about this. There's still no other sign of life from the house at the moment, right?
Nope.
Okay. How many other buildings can I get to on this side of the street without
Uh,
descending to ground level?
you could get to. I mean, this building and the building next. I mean, the one you came from, the building you're on, and the building next to it in line. You can get to those three. You're pretty sure you can get down from either of them, but the building you were on is if you want like what you would determine is usable pictures, you have to be on that one because the angle is already like it's not optimal, but it's fairly good.
Yeah.
But the more you move away from it, the worse the angle is going to get.
Okay, then yes, I think I'm going to have to head back to the one I started from, but I'll be definitely keeping an ear open for that fire escape.
All right. Um, yeah. Um, um, you head back and crawl over again, and You don't see. I mean, how long are we talking? You were waiting here.
Um, let's see. I probably got there shortly. I probably got there a few hours after dusk, a couple of hours after dusk, because I want to let the streets clear a little bit. So probably wait till about 3 in the morning. Probably fairly late, just to see if anyone is going to come out, or anyone else is going to go in, because at that point, at 3 in the morning, mortals should be in bed. Really, even the ones who live gangster lifestyle. At least that's her guess.
All
She
right,
doesn't actually know anything
but
about gangsters, but
you will stay for like the next 20 minutes. What you see is like you see a dog uh, just walking around the garden, and you see. I mean, it just comes out. It doesn't really bark or anything. It just goes around and picks up something, and it's walks around a bit. You see a cat. Um and you actually see two cats, and yeah, that's what you see for like 20 minutes or so.
yeah, I can wait. The good thing about being dead is it takes a lot of the urgency out of situations.
Fair enough. That is true. By the way. Yes. Um, Another 10 minutes passes. Um, okay. Yeah, another 10 minutes passes, give or take. Um, and then you see the dog again, and you see one of the people before come out. It is the woman um, who she goes out. She just goes out, and it looks as though she goes out to the garden and she stretches. Stretches her arms, stretches her stuff, and she just tries to loosen up her shoulders, stuff like that. And she just cracks her neck and stuff. And like 5 minutes after that, then um, the man comes out, and you can get a good picture of both of them. They seem to be talking, um, but I mean they're standing outside. It's fairly dark, but nonetheless they stand there and talk. Uh,
Can anything be picked up for specs, or is it still too far? I'm not
it's
sure of
far. It's too
scale.
far away. It's too far
That's
away.
fine.
Can you give me a perception alertness roll, please?
Here they come again. Okay. I don't know what the difficulty is with all specs up, but that's what
The
I got.
difficulty is 5.
So 3 successes.
3 successes. Um, yeah, you can see that they're not. You can discern that they're not arguing, but there is not like heated conversation, but they seem to be. Well, they might be arguing. It's hard to tell. Um,
They're disagreeing
they
with each other.
maybe a third individual comes out. Uh, this guy is he looks Italian American, and he's wearing a bit more. What should we say? He's very casually dressed. It's like Adidas clothing, and Yeah. You can also get a picture of him. He looks like he's just you know stepped out of. I mean, he's fairly relaxed. And, he talks to them. Again, you can't at this distance, but anyway. Um, but um, yeah. At this point, you will hear something behind you.
How close?
Meow. A cat is standing 3 or 4 meters behind you. It's just looking at you.
Okay. Turn and slowly look at it and hiss very softly. What the plan is this is more sort of an awareness type thing. Is it behaving like a cat should?
Well, cats are very weird, as you probably know, and sometimes they do fairly crazy things for no explainable reason. It's just staring at you at this point. It turns its head a little to the side, and then again. Meow.
Listen very carefully for the sound of footsteps or fire escape.
You can hear meow again, but that's it. You can make me a perception alertness roll, I suppose.
Still learning my character sheet at the moment.
Quite all right.
And I got one success if the difficulty is 5.
There you cannot hear anything from the fire escape.
Okay. I don't like the way that cat's looking at me. What's happened to the 3 people down below? Have they moved off yet?
Nope, they are still. I mean, after a while, they seem to still stand there and argue.
Okay.
It seems to be a bit more controlled now. Make me a perception empathy roll. Well, I mean, you just see them, and I mean, it seems to be a bit more quiet now, but you can't really make out anything. Again, the cat will come a bit closer, and you'll just go into. Meow.
Shuffle across a bit. Give the cat some space.
It just turns its head again, doesn't say anything, just looks at you,
I'm not
and
so
then
much.
it begins to walk a bit away.
It's not so much I dislike cats. It's just I don't. If people are looking at the cat, or if the cat's silhouetted, I don't want them then spotting me. And
Yeah, but
normally, I wouldn't be so worried about it.
it seems to walk away.
I don't want to be one of those super paranoid vampires, but I am trying to maintain stealth.
Can you make me a perception awareness roll?
Let's see, can I? Probably.
You're lying there. Suddenly, you get the feeling that a vampiric discipline is being used very close to you.
Immediately on my feet, parkouring across to the next building. I'm not waiting to see who's there.
Okay, make me a Dex Athletics roll, please.
Okay.
You make it, no problem. You get across to the other roof.
Okay, I'm trying to. Trying to. That's the one I jumped to last time. So
Yes.
I'll go. I will try and lose myself into stacks on the chimney up there, but I'm actually continuing my journey on to the next one. But I'm sort of trying to break line of sight in the meantime.
All right. You move. And you get to the other roof. Yeah, cool. We'll say, yeah, no problem. You get to the third roof on the line, and
Yeah.
you hide. Give me a dex stealth roll. Yeah. And a perception alertness roll.
Yeah, I'm pretty on edge clearly because I seem to be doing quite well on those.
As you're getting behind some stuff in the on the roof, um, you see the outline of someone um, on the roof you were just on, moving, seemingly moving towards the chimneys or between the chimneys, kind of the same way you were to hide themselves. You see like a person of some kind.
Can I get to the fire escape for this building without going into view of them?
You can try. Um,
I'm trying to assess whether it's better to go for the fire escape or be risky and go for the edge of the building and try and straight climb down a drain pipe or something, and then move
Climbing down a
sideways.
drain pipe would be faster, but also more risky.
It's
Um,
it's which one's going to give them the best line of sight on me is more my concern at this point.
the fire escape.
Fire escape's going to give them better line of sight. Okay, so I will crawl over to the edge of the roof, staying in the bit that gives me concealment from where I think they're going, and look down the side of the building to see what my options are to get down.
There is a drain pipe, um, but that is pretty much what's there. Um, the fire escape is fairly straightforward to get down of. This will take some, yeah, it will probably take you a while, and yeah,
Plastic drain pipe or metal drain pipe?
metal.
So, oh, that's a real risk. I'm not so tough. I could probably survive a fall from this. So I'm going to have to stay low and try and stealth to the fire escape and get down that way. I think on the balance of risk.
Fair enough. Make me a dex stealth roll. This one is going to be difficulty 8 because you are moving out of immediate cover.
Yeah, that's no success on that. Let's just hope that.
We can still have a botch on the other end, which we failed. So
Yes.
it's not. Both participants fail. Um, you get over there, but as you're getting down or getting onto the fire escape, you get like you hear something from up there. Um, you're not sure what, but maybe it's the person running or walking or fell over something. You don't know.
Okay, look left, look right. Are there any mortals around?
Seemingly not.
In that case, celerity over across the alley and behind those big dumpsters.
You need to get down the fire escape first.
That's what the celerity's for.
Okay. You move down the fire escape and hide. That would be another dex stuff roll.
Hopefully, it will get me out of immediate line of sight again. And it's going to be a case of carefully clearing the area, I think. Or not sure what difficulty is. That doesn't look good.
Well, this is for something else. The difficulty to hide would be normal, 6.
Okay, in that case, one success.
Okay. And just so we're not, so we'll do this the right way. You get to do a perception alertness roll as well. We get all things covered.
No,
Yeah.
that was a bad roll to
Um,
fail.
you hear something up from the. I mean, after like you hide there, um, you hear some. I mean, you're in an alley now. You hear something from the street. You'll hear some talking, and you can make out like there's some like go check the alley. There's supposed to like go check the alley. All right, and you hear footsteps.
Okay, what are my hiding options in this alley?
Oh, where you run out, or you can jump. And there's a dumpster you can jump into, or well, that's the hiding options.
Yeah, they're going to check dumpster. I know I would. What? How far away is the other end of the alley?
Not that far.
Yeah, I think um, it's going to have to be a. It's going to have to be a celebrity to the end of the alley and round the corner. I'm going to need to visit my herd later.
All right. What is your current blood pool, by the way? You have
Current
used
blood
one.
pool. Current blood pool after using that would be 5 less. Another one would be 4.
Okay, you're still fairly. I mean, you're hungry, but it's not something major. But you celerity down the end of the alleyway,
Okie dokie.
and you hear maybe some of the same voices as before. Be like, someone someone is checking. Someone is like there is talking, but it's a bit more muffled. Um, and yeah,
Yeah, I'm going to now be clearing the area quite carefully, just keeping an eye out. But you know, this is now more subterfuge. I'm not a stranger here, kind of thing. Reverse the jacket so it's now sort of a grey instead of a black, and then sort of it's just sort of try and look a little more sort of like I'm not out of place, but obviously I'm still trying to avoid people where possible.
okay. Um, at at some point, you will just hear meow. You'll see the cat looking at you.
Bloody cat. Yeah, time to get a bus out of here.
The cat follows you.
Is it getting on the bus?
Yes.
That's fine. I will take the bus to the city centre.
Okay. There will be a couple of on the way, but it seems to just it doesn't look at you as much anymore. It's just kind of rubs itself up against your leg and just walks around being cattish.
Okay, that's fine. Uh, I the plan is to change is to change buses in the city centre to try and lose the damn cat.
It seems to follow you pretty consistently.
Okay, it might have to be a taxi where I can get into taxi and the cat can't quite just follow as easily because I will be closing the door and if
It
necessary
looks
ejecting the cat.
it looks a bit sad. It just turns its head a little bit as you leave.
I'll get the taxi driver to drop me on the edge of the block I'm going to. And
You've made a cat sad. I hope you're happy with yourself. You bastard.
I know, no, I've been guilt tripped.
Yes. It's the sad cat now.
and then I will head home to get those photos up on the computer and see what I've got as a result of this little fishing expedition.
Fair enough. With that scene, with that, we will end our scene. Well, and have a good night. And thank you very much, players, for playing and watchers for watching.
Thank you very much.